So let's use Geogebra to discover some properties about angle bisectors. So going to geogebra.org, start Geogebra, and choose Geometry. We don't need the coordinate plane here, so we will choose to turn the axes off. And then also we want things to label automatically, so we can choose Options and Labeling and All New Objects. So we'll start by creating an angle. To construct an angle, we're going to use two rays. We start with one ray, start with an endpoint, and create a second point. Then we'll make another ray from that original endpoint. And we now have an angle CAB or BAC or angle A. So the next thing we want to do is to actually construct the angle bisector. To do so, we choose angle bisector, and we're going to choose those 3 points. There's our angle bisector. So next we're going to label a point D on the bisector of BAC. To do so, we choose to create a point. Notice that it highlights that line when you're choosing a point there. And now we have a point that is affixed to that angle bisector, point D. So the next step is to construct and find the lengths of the perpendicular segments from D to the sides of this angle. So we want to construct a perpendicular line from D to this line. And we'll also construct a perpendicular line from D to this line. And we can move D to show that that line is going to remain, those two lines are going to remain perpendicular to those two rays. Now we need a point at the intersection of these two lines. So we want the intersect. It's select two objects or click directly on the intersection. These are the two objects I want the intersection of. Likewise, I want the intersection of these two objects. And now we can create the segments that go between points F and D and points D and E by choosing segment, F to D, D to E, and then we can hide these two perpendiculars because they can make things be a little bit distracting when we get too much on our screen. So we're simply right-clicking and choosing hiding the object. So thus far, we've created an angle bisector here at angle A and a point on that angle bisector called D, and D is perpendicular to the ray at point E and also to the ray AC at point F. So let's measure these two distances. How long is segment FD and how long is segment DE? Lo and behold, doesn't matter how we move things around, the perpendicular from a point on the angle bisector to the ray or to the sides of the angle is going to be congruent.